Some people seem to stay young forever, no matter their age. It's not magic. It's the result of how they live, how they think, and how they face life. If you're wondering why you're already withering, even though you've just stepped into middle age, here's the brutal truth. Aging doesn't start with wrinkles. It starts with a defeated mind. This video will reveal 7 hidden reasons why you can look younger than your age. Reasons you won't find in any gym, spa, or cosmetic clinic. These are life principles every real man needs to carve into his bones. Watch until the end, because reason number 7 will completely change the way you see your past, yourself, and the way you want to live the rest of your life. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're new here. It helps me keep bringing you more valuable content. People don't grow old because of age. They grow old because their spirit collapses under life's punches. You see it every day. Men barely past 30, eyes clouded over, shoulders sagging like they're carrying a mountain of failure. What rots them from the inside isn't time. It's stress. It's surrender. Stress is life's most silent and lethal weapon. It doesn't need to explode. It only needs to gnaw at you little by little. A tired sigh at the end of the day, a sleepless night over meaningless worries, a silent rage bottled up with no outlet. Every time, it erodes you. Your skin grays, your eyes lose their light, your back begins to hunch. You think you're living, but really you're slowly decaying. Some people still look sharp, alive, and full of energy, even when their lives are nothing but a chain of tragedies. It's not luck. It's not because life was kinder to them. It's simple. They learned the ultimate art. Emotional control. They let life hurt them, but never let it destroy their soul. An unbreakable spirit isn't about always winning. It's about how you rise, clean, strong, and unbent, every time life tries to shove you face first into the dirt. Those with steel in their spirit don't avoid stress. They face it, embrace it, and use it like a barbell to grow stronger. And the result? A younger body, brighter eyes, a presence that commands respect without a single word. If you want to keep your youth, stop wasting your time chasing anti-aging creams, Botox injections, or stem cell therapies. Start by mastering your mind. When the world collapses around you, keep a quiet fire burning inside. When loss punches you in the gut, don't whine about fairness or curse your fate. When failure mocks you, don't hunt for excuses. Shrug it off, clench your fists, and keep moving forward. The more unbreakable your spirit, the harder it is for time to leave its mark on your face. A soul that refuses to be broken is the only true anti-aging serum. And if you don't have it yet, you better start building it today. There's a truth most men hate to face. None of us are immortal, and nothing in this life stays the same forever. Change is inevitable. The more you cling to something old, the faster you sink into the quicksand of aging. The oldest men I've ever met weren't old because their hair turned gray or their backs hunched over. They were old because their minds froze. They refused to learn anything new. They feared anything different. They raged at the world for no longer resembling their faded memories. They became living statues, stiff, bitter, and furious. If you're resisting change, congratulations. You're digging your own grave for your youth. A man who stays young isn't the one who runs from reality. He dives headfirst into the chaos of the world and plays by its rules. He doesn't cling to the past like a beggar clutching a worthless coin. He's always ready to relearn, to rebuild from zero if necessary, because he knows constant renewal is the only way to keep his mind sharp, his body flexible, and the fire alive in his eyes. Those who embrace change aren't rootless. On the contrary, they are relentless warriors of evolution. They understand that everything will and must change. Jobs, markets, technology, relationships, even their own bodies. And instead of fearing it, they prepare. They choose to keep learning, to adapt, and, most importantly, to never let complacency kill their curiosity. If you want to stay young, ask yourself every day, what new thing did I learn today? What new challenge did I accept today that I would have rejected yesterday? How many of my own limits did I smash today simply because I refused to be ruled by fear? Never let yourself get stuck in the past. A car built in 1990 can't survive on a highway built in 2025. and an outdated mind will drag your body into the grave right alongside it. Freshness, youth. These are the rewards given only to those who dare to live with eyes wide open and hearts unlocked to the ever-changing world. If you can't adapt, you will die. Not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, and soon enough, bodily too. Embracing change doesn't make you weak. It's the ultimate show of strength. It's the only way to not just survive, but to shine in a world that never stops moving. There's something the masses will never understand. Your body starts aging the moment your mind stops exploring. When you stop wondering, stop questioning, stop seeking the new, that's when you sign your own death sentence. You've seen these men. They sit there, eyes dull, recycling the same tired topics. Football scores, gas prices, petty complaints about how the world has changed. Why do they look exhausted, brittle, worn out? Because their minds died long before their hair ever turned gray. A curious mind is a moving mind, sharp, restless, demanding more from life. It's like a river that keeps flowing, keeps renewing itself, never turning stagnant. A man who keeps curiosity burning in his heart will never truly grow old. He could be 50, 60 years old, and his eyes still shine like tomorrow is the very first day of his life. He asks questions, he learns, he explores. And because of that, every cell in his body is fed by a stream of young, unstoppable energy. If you think you know enough, you're already dead. The world doesn't need another walking corpse with an inflated ego and a rotting mind. The world needs men who can still light up with wonder at a new book, a new idea, a new skill they've never touched before. Real living means having the courage to admit, I don't know enough. I can still learn. So how do you keep your mind young? Befriend curiosity. Never let yourself drown in your comfort zone. If there's something you don't know, don't make excuses. Don't fake wisdom. Ask. Learn. Have the patience to get better, piece by piece. Don't let your mind grow lazy. Intellectual laziness is far deadlier than physical laziness. A fat body can be trained back to health, but a stagnant mind only rots further until nothing is left. Read, travel, start a new hobby, pick up a new language, a new skill, a new sport you once thought was too hard. Not to become an expert, but simply to prove to yourself that you are still alive, still driven, still burning. Curiosity will keep your eyes sharp, your voice powerful, your smile alive. And that, not anything sold at a cosmetic clinic, is what will keep you young. Real age isn't measured by how many years you've lived. It's measured by whether your mind still craves life. If this video made you think, hit like now, comment below. How have you applied Stoicism in your life? Stoic success, unbreakable mindset, total control. Modern men have made a deadly mistake. They believe that suppressing emotions is a sign of strength. They're wrong. Burying your emotions doesn't make you stronger. It turns you into a ticking bomb, set to explode through disease, depression, blind rage, or a pace of aging so brutal you won't even recognize yourself in the mirror. A truly strong man isn't the one who freezes his soul. He's the one who feels everything: joy, sorrow, anger, love, and knows how to release it. He doesn't let emotions rot inside like stagnant mud at the bottom of a lake. He lets them flow through him and returns to calm like a lake smoothing out after a storm. Those who fake stillness through every blow of life and take pride in their steadiness are lying to themselves. They let silent wounds eat them alive. They carve deep wrinkles into their faces, cloud their eyes, stiffen their bodies like broken machines. They age not because time caught up with them, but because they stopped living honestly with what they felt. Look at children. They cry when they're hurt. They laugh when they're happy. They scream when they're mad, and they hug tightly when they love. That emotional freedom keeps their spirits full of life. They don't carry the heavy masks adults wear, trying to hide their truth under layers of fake stability. They live real, and that's why they stay young. If you want to stay young for real, relearn the art of emotional honesty. Don't suppress, don't perform. If you need to cry, cry. If you feel joy, show it. When you love, love with your whole damn heart. When anger comes, face it, release it cleanly, then move on. The softness in your emotions doesn't weaken you, it's what keeps you alive. A man who lives fully, who allows himself to feel without shame, radiates a presence no cream or cosmetic surgery can replicate. His face is alive, his voice carries weight, and his eyes have depth. You don't need to put on a show for anyone. You just need to be brutally honest. With yourself and with what you feel. That's not weakness. That's the strength of a man who knows exactly who he is and refuses to amputate the most human parts of himself just to please a broken world. Emotions, released and lived honestly, are what will keep you magnetic, powerful, and truly young, all the way to the end. No one grows alone, and no one rots alone either. If you walk into a room full of failures, complainers, and bitter souls, don't expect to walk out without some of their filth sticking to you. Your surroundings are an invisible current, either lifting you higher or dragging you under. And if you're wondering why you're always tired, negative, and hopeless, stop and ask yourself, who are you allowing into your life? Negative energy isn't some abstract concept. It's real, alive, and invasive. It seeps into your mind through every pointless conversation you endure, every venomous critique you absorb, every defeated sigh you overhear, every jealous glance aimed your way. Every time you expose your mind to that poison, you're opening a door, inviting stress, aging, and silent spiritual death to creep inside. On the flip side, those who choose to surround themselves with positive, strong, relentless people don't just stay younger. They live louder. They laugh hard in the face of adversity. They don't waste time complaining, they spend it building. They don't waste time envying, they spend it celebrating and learning. Their energy burns bright, and their bodies reflect it, with radiant skin, powerful voices, and steps that hit the ground like they own it. If you truly want to stay young, cleanse your social circle without apology. No pity, no second chances. Cut toxic relationships the way a surgeon cuts out a tumor. It's not cruelty, it's self-respect. Choose friends who make you want to be better, not those who make you wallow in self-pity. Never underestimate the power of a positive environment. A single word of encouragement can change a day, sometimes a life. A firm handshake at the right moment can pull you back from the edge. An inspiring conversation can relight a fire you thought was dead. Surrounding yourself with people like that doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years. And never forget, you're not just a product of your environment, you are an environment for others. Don't just seek positive energy, be positive energy. Every word you say, every action you take, every gesture you make fires an arrow in two directions, either building others up or tearing them down. Choose to build, choose to inspire, choose to live with an energy so fierce that just being near you makes others stronger. That's the simple secret few dare to admit. You can't stay young while living in a rotten world, but you can build a new world, starting with the people you choose to walk beside. A man without passion and purpose is nothing more than a walking corpse. He wakes up each morning just to drag himself through another meaningless day, performing hollow tasks, eating tasteless meals, and lulling himself to sleep with cheap excuses. He's not living, he's just existing. And that existence rots him from the inside out, body and soul. You've seen men like this. Their eyes are empty, their steps are heavy, their bodies leak exhaustion, even though they do nothing truly demanding. This is what happens when you lose your reason for living. When you have nothing to move toward, your body stops trying to stay young. It knows you've given up, and it reflects that surrender through aging, sickness, and a slow decay of the spirit. But look at men who live with a fire inside them. They may grow older on paper, but in reality, every step they take, every glance they give, every word they speak radiates life. They have a clear purpose. They have something to chase, something to fight for, something worth pouring every ounce of themselves into every single day they're alive. And that passion infuses every cell in their body with unstoppable vitality. That's why they look younger, move stronger, and draw others toward them like a force of nature, while the aimless drift into a slow, invisible death. If you feel yourself aging too fast, if every morning feels empty, the question isn't what skincare routine you need. It's what the hell you're living for. What goal makes your blood boil with hunger? What purpose would make you suffer, sacrifice, and fight because the journey alone is worth it? It doesn't have to be grand. You don't have to save the world. But you must have something that makes you proud of yourself when you close your eyes at night. A mission that makes you leap out of bed in the morning, ready to crush any obstacle. A passion fierce enough that even failure tastes like victory, because it meant you fought for something real. If you have no purpose yet, sit down and write out everything that once made your heart race. Ask the child you once were. What did you dream of before the world dulled your spirit? Don't let bills, deadlines, or other people's expectations choke the soul out of you. Don't reduce yourself to a man who lives just to count the days. Passion and purpose don't just keep your heart pounding. They light up your eyes, tighten your skin, strengthen your voice, and charge your presence with a raw, undeniable energy no wrinkle could ever hide. A man who lives with passion never truly grows old. He's a storm that never dies, a flame that never burns out, and the world cannot ignore a fire like that. You can't drive forward if you keep staring into the rearview mirror. But that's exactly how most men live, clinging to old wounds, past failures, and the poisonous words of people who walked out of their lives long ago, letting all of it define the rest of their existence. Don't fool yourself. The past holds no power unless you hand it over. Every time you reopen an old wound, every time you let a negative memory take over your mind, you're signing a contract with aging. Chronic stress doesn't just wear down your spirit, it kills your body from the inside out, etching fatigue, tension, and surrender into every single cell. You were betrayed, you failed, you stumbled. Good, you're still alive to tell the story. But the point isn't what happened to you. The point is what you do with it. The weak man pitches a tent in the ruins of his life and camps there, living forever in bitterness, anger, and regret. The strong man burns it all down and uses the ashes to fertilize the fields of his future. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting, it means you refuse to let it run your life. You take the lesson, you throw away the pain, you keep the wisdom, and the rot, let the wind carry it away. Forgiveness isn't about whether they deserve it, it's about whether you deserve freedom. If you want to stay young, if you want to live fully, you need to travel light. You can't fly while chaining yourself to dead ghosts. Mental lightness shows up instantly in your body. Brighter skin, quicker eyes, stronger steps. A man who lets go of the past moves as if he's living for the very first time, and his body answers with a vitality that can't be faked. Letting go isn't easy. It takes real courage. It takes facing your pain, naming it, and deciding it no longer gets to own a single second of your life. But once you do it, you'll realize true freedom never came from controlling others or rewriting the past. It comes from mastering yourself and choosing to live fully now. You weren't born to be a prisoner of what's behind you. You were born to conquer today and create tomorrow. The shadow of the past only looks large when you turn your back on the sun. Face forward, step with conviction, and leave everything behind that no longer serves your journey. Thank you for being here. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video. Don't forget to leave a comment so we can spread positivity together.